Hi guys, my name is Taras Makar and this is the second part of our creating character tutorial. So in the first part we created geometry and hair, and in the second part we are going to create lighting and focus on the rendering part of our project. So this would be much simpler and much shorter tutorial, and I will use a character that I created for my original project. And yeah, let's start. So we have a dome light in our scene that create lights, and the first thing I would do is create background. So I would create plane, I would rotate it 90 degrees and put it over here. So let's scale it and let's create a material for it. Here I have my node editor. If you double click on the material, you can dock it here, and let's name it background. And I would make my background a little bit lighter, but I wouldn't make it like completely white, because then it would be too bright. I would increase roughness to 0.3. And I guess that's it for background so far. Now let's go to dome light, go to project, and here we need a mode exclude and put background over here. So now our dome light won't affect our background. So let's name it main dome light, copy it, and name it background dome light. And here we change mode from exclude to include. And now this dome light will affect only our background. And here in object we can put something like -1, and in our main dome light let's put -3, because I want dome light to add some details to our ship, but I don't want it to be like the main source of our light. So now let's create some simple materials. This would be material for eyes and mouth. So head, and we would apply it to eyes and to nose. Yes, let's make it black, and that's basically all we need to do with this material. It should be black and shiny. We could maybe put here 0.1. And yeah, let's create other sources of light so we would see our ship better. Let's create area light. This would be background light, and we would put it behind our ship. Let's make it a little bit narrower, decrease intensity to something like 50, and color change temperature and make it a little warmer. And maybe let's put background a little further. So yeah, in that way we have this warm gradient behind our ship, but our background is still white. Now it's gray, but we will change it in a minute. So yeah, let's copy this light. Let's name it fill light. It would be our main source of light. Let's add target tag, and let's create null object and put it over here, and let's rename it target null, and we would put it here in target tag in target object. So now our light would always shine in this direction. Let's put it somewhere here. maybe decrease our intensity, for example, to 35, and I want it to be just white color. I don't want it to be warm. Yeah, so far that looks okay. Now let's create material for a skin. So let's create material standard and apply it to a head and to ears. So let's change it let's go to subsurface, change weight to 1 and make it, for example, 40% pink. And yeah, let's increase our roughness to something like 0.5, maybe even more. Yeah, that looks, you can change it to, we can make it a little bit pinkish also. And yeah, that would be our basic material. And we need to make so our ship would blush, and I want to make ears here inside also darker color. So how do we do it? We copy this node and let's create material blender node, put it over here, and this we would connect to material color. Choose this node and make it darker, for example 70%. It would be our darker color. Now let's create vertex attribute and connect this vertex attribute to blend color. And so far our ship became yellow for some reason, but we are going to fix it pretty easily. So I would move this tag to a subdivision surface, because a head of a ship is in subdivision surface. Press right button and add other tags, vertex map. So in viewport you can see that the head of the ship became red. So let's choose this tag and add here spherical field. Now it is yellow, and let's put this spherical field right on the cheek. So this yellow part would become a darker pink later. We are going to make it in a minute. So let's copy this spherical field, and in coordinates let's change plus 32 for minus 42. Select vertex map and put this second spherical field here and change blending to max. So now these two spherical fields, spherical fields work for vertex map. And let's go to vertex attribute and put vertex map here. And now as you can see, our ship started blushing. And we need to do the same with ears, but with ears we are going to do it a little bit differently. Let's go to other tags, vertex map, and here when you select vertex map you have a brush and you can paint on a model. So let's paint it over here. And as you can see, on the places where we painted, so it would be yellow, we can see a darker pink. But we don't want to have like this strong gradient over here, like this strong border. So you can press Shift and smooth everything out. So it would have like this much better gradient, much better looking one. And yeah, now our ship have this darker pink ears inside, and that's what we wanted. Now let's create material for the fur. So I created standard material and apply it to this hair and to this hair. You can delete this node and create hair node. Although this ship also looks pretty funny. And connect it to surface. And now we have much better looking fur. So all we need to do here is change this color to black. And now we can increase in primary reflection weight to 0.3. And it would add some reflections to the fur, and that's basically all I did for this character. And the last thing we need to do is create a shader for a bell, and it's pretty easy. So I need to find it. Yeah, bell is here. And this would be bell, and this would be rope. So bell, I wanted to make it something like pottery. I would add here in metalness 0.3. I would change color to something like brown, but a dark brown, maybe a little bit more reddish. I don't want it to be like super light or super contrasty, because it's not the main thing in this composition. So yeah, maybe even something like that. You should see it, but it doesn't have to take too much attention, because if you make it like red, it would be the main thing in composition, but it's definitely not the thing we want people to look at immediately. And rope is pretty simple. We would make it so we could see it, but maybe don't make it super white, something like 35% gray. So we have almost everything. The last thing I want to do, make ship a little bit warmer with light. So let's create our fill light. Put it over here. Maybe make it a little wider, and decrease our intensity to something like 3. Color change to temperature, and decrease here a number, maybe make it to 4. Yeah, and now you can see that it became much warmer in general. And the last thing, maybe make this shadow a little bit softer. So in order to do that, let's create a plane, rotate it, and we need to put it somewhere over here, so it would reflect a light. And let's create material for it. Make it white, and as you can see, if I turn it off, we have here a much harsher shadow, and now it's much softer. Maybe I could move it a little back. Yeah, or I even can create, for example, make this part a little bit warmer. For example, by making this material, for example, yellow or orange, and you can see here reflections are much warmer. Yeah, in my case I made it white and put it a little further, so it would have just a not so strong effect. And so yeah, that's basically everything I did for for lighting and for shadering this project. And yeah, send your results to me on Instagram. I would be super happy to see them. Write in comments what else would you like to see. For example, maybe you have some topics in Cinema 4D you would like to see tutorials for, and I would be more than happy to create them. And as always, thanks for watching, and see you in the next video.